In my previous video, I have already explained how to download and install Algodoo from the website. In this video, we will learn about basics of this software. This software is called Algodoo. Previously, it was called as Fun. This is used for drawing 2D objects and then simulating them according to the rules and laws of physics. And today I will tell you the basics of this software. For example, how to draw a circle or a rectangle, etc. So let's begin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, let me tell you about this button. This button is used to create a new scene. For example, if you press this button and then select one of these scenes. Let me select this default scene. So this is the default scene. In the default scene, this is like the sky and this is the ground, that is earth. This earth has attraction and the acceleration of that attraction is 9.8 meter per second square. You can see that acceleration from this Apple button. This say turn on gravity, turn off gravity. If you press this button, the gravity is turned off. If you press this button, the gravity is turned on. If you right click on this button, you will see the acceleration of the gravitational force. This is now 9.8 meter per second square. You can increase or decrease that acceleration. Also, you can change the direction of the gravity. It is now towards the earth. You can change the angle of the gravity. For example, you can make it upward. So all the objects will move upward. Now, in this situation, the objects will move downward towards the earth. For example, if I draw a ball here and then this button is used for simulating the objects. So now click, you can see that this object fell down to the ground due to this gravitational force. Okay, you can select a different background. For example, this background with white sky and also this one. Select a different one like this one with black sky. But this is the default background. Then we have scale here. This scale is used to measure the height and width of objects. For example, if you want to draw an object of 1 meter length, just drag this rectangle's length is now 1 meter. If you want to zoom in or zoom out, you can use your mouse wheel button. Just rotate the mouse wheel. You can see that the scale is changing. Now this has become equal to 10 meters. So this is the scale. Okay, now let me zoom in again. Now let's talk about all these objects one by one. This tool is called sketch tool. You can sketch almost anything with this tool. Click on this tool and then click on your left mouse button and drag the mouse. You will see that it is drawing an object. And then leave the left mouse button. Now if you press simulation button, play button, this object will fall to the ground. This is like a stone. If you want to make a perfect circle with this sketch tool, you will have to press left mouse button and then draw something which is very close to circle. But at the end, do not leave your left mouse button immediately. Wait for 2 or 3 seconds, then leave your left mouse button. You will see that the irregular shape has automatically transformed into a circle. Let me draw something close to a circle. This is like a circle. Okay, you see, this has transformed into a circle. Now if you draw something which is close to a rectangle and you then before leaving the button wait for 2 seconds, you will see that it will transform into a rectangle. For example, this word, this way, and then here. Look, this is transformed into a perfect rectangle. But if you leave the left mouse button immediately, it will not be transformed into a regular shape object. For example, look, this didn't transform into a perfect rectangle. If you want to draw a straight line, you will have to press Shift and then press the left mouse button and drag. So I pressed Shift now, press the left mouse button and drag. It will draw a straight line. Now without leaving the left mouse button, just unpress Shift button and then press the Shift button again. draw the line in another direction. And then again, when you reach the corner, again leave the shift button and press it again. You will see that it is transformed into a rectangle now. The second tool is called a knife tool. This is used to cut any object. For example, you want to cut this piece from this stone. This will be cut. You can cut this piece. But this was an irregular cut. If you want to cut some object in a straight line, then you will have to press shift first before clicking on your left mouse button. So press shift and then press left mouse button and draw a line across the object, and then leave the shift button as well as the left mouse button. You will see a straight cut of the object. There is a third object here, which is called move tool. This move tool is used to move an object. For example, you click move tool and then click this with your left mouse button and drag. You can drag this object from one place to the other. Also, you can select different things with this tool. For example, you want to select this object, just click on it, it will be selected. But if you want to select multiple objects, you will have to encircle those multiple objects. So for example, these two objects. Now if you drag this object, both of the objects will be moved. Now let me select more multiple objects. So this one, second, third, and these all objects will be selected. Now if you move one of these objects, all of them will move simultaneously. This is move tool and this is drag tool. This drag tool only works when this simulation is on. Let me show you. This is a hand tool and you can pick objects with this hand. But if you turn off the simulation, then this tool cannot be used to drag objects. But with move tool, you can move objects even if this is turned off. So you can move these selected objects. But this tool will not work unless you turn on this simulation. So now you can use this hand tool to drag objects from one place to the other. The fifth thing, which is rotate tool. With this tool, you can rotate objects. So first you will have to click this and then select any object by clicking with your left mouse button, and then again press left mouse button and start rotating the object. You can see the object is rotating. The sixth button is scale tool, which is used for increasing or decreasing the size of an object. For example, when you press this, you can see that 9 round circles were created around this selected object. If you want to select another object, you can click on that object. Now you can just click on any circle around this selected object with your left mouse button and drag. The size of this thing will be changed. Select this one, drag it upward. You can see that the increase or decrease in the shape is not in ratio. If you want to keep the ratio in the length and width, then you will have to press shift while increasing the size of the object. Press the shift, select this button, and you can see that now both the length and width are increasing simultaneously. But without shift, if you press, then you can either increase length or width. But with shift, both of them will increase simultaneously. Now this is another tool, another group of tools. In this group of tools, this is called a brush. If you select this brush tool and just click with left mouse button and then release, a ball will be created. A circle will be created that will be attracted towards this ground. But you can drag with this brush tool. So a stick will be created. You can draw rectangles as well with this brush. You can draw alphabets with this brush tool. If you want to remove any object, then just right click on that object and erase. You can also use backspace. Select this and press backspace. The object will be deleted. Select and press delete button. The object will be deleted. Okay, the next tool is called eraser tool, which can erase objects. For example, I selected this erase and then I dragged across this object, the middle portion was erased. You can increase the brush size from here. Increased, okay? So now you can erase this object with this button. The next thing is a polygon tool. Polygon tool is just like this sketch tool. So select this polygon tool and then drag this word and this way. You can create objects with this. A perfect triangle. Wait for some time before releasing the left mouse button. The object will automatically be transformed into a regular shaped object. You can create mountains. Like this is a mountain, for example, a rock, etc. What about this object? This is a gear. If you want to put a gear in your scene, you can select this object. Now drag this, a gear will be produced. But this gear will not fall to the ground. Why? Because there is an axle in the center of the object, and this axle has attached this object to the background. Anything which has axle in it will be bound to the background or to the object behind it. Okay, the next thing we have is a regular square or rectangle tool, box tool. With this you can create boxes. So this is a box. This is a square-like box. This is used to draw circles, circular objects. This one is used to create planes like this earth, this ground. So just you will have to select this and then this is a plane. So you can put plane anywhere on this scene. This will work like a wall. However, this will work like a ground. This is another wall and this will work like a roof. So just rotate the plane tool and make walls or grounds or roof, etc. This is called a chain tool. This is used to create chains and ropes. Click this object and then drag this. This is like a rope. Just zoom in and see that this is a rope. With hand tool, you can move this rope. See? And this rope will be fixed to the background on one side. You can fix two different ends of the rope with two different objects. For example, select the rope, click on this circle, drag this rope to this object. This rope has connected these two objects together. With hand tool, pick this object and then it will fall to the ground if you leave it. The next thing is called a spring tool. This is used to create a spring. So click on this object. Now if you click here, one end of the spring will be connected to the background, to the sky, and then extend it to the object and leave the left mouse button. This object will be connected to this background with the spring. Now with the hand tool, pick this object and see this spring, how it functions. The next tool here we have is fixate. This fixes some object to the background, but it will not be rotating like this. This axle also attaches something to the object behind it, but it will be freely rotatable because it is axle, while this is not an axle. This is like a nail. So if you put a nail in this object, for example, then you will not be able to drag this object because this is now fixed to the background. But you can drag this object. You can drag this circle, a sphere. There is the axle tool. With this axle tool, you can put axle on any object. Stop the simulation, drag the circle here, and then pick this axle tool. And here anywhere you can put axle. Let me put axle on one side of this object here. Now simulate the object. This will now be hanging. With hand tool, you can move this. Okay. Now you can drag this object with your hand. Okay, and you can rotate this wheel with your hand. Okay, this gear. There is another thing, this thruster tool. It is used to apply some force to an object. For example, if you click this force and then, for example, you want to apply force to this object, just click this thruster on this object. Now a force will be applied. Now right click on this object and here you can increase the force. Now the force is 5 Newton. So let's see how it moves this object. This 5 Newton is not able to move this object. Let's increase the force. So right click on this thruster, go to thruster and increase the force 6, 7, 9 Newton, 10. It's not able to move. 17 Newton, 20 Newton, 32 Newtons, 57. Yes, it started moving. Now the force is enough to move this object. Next is the laser tool. This laser pen is used to produce laser in the scene. So just click here, this will be a laser. Now rotate this laser and see the light of the laser moving. Now if you put an object in front of this light, the light will stop moving further. For example, I put an object here. The light cannot cross this object. But if you select this object and click this one and then change this object into a glass, you will see that the light now is able to pass this tool. Now select this and rotate with your rotate tool. You can see that it can create reflections and refractions. Okay, rotate, 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 rotate. Okay, yes. Oh, sorry. Let me cut this into a triangle so that it become a triangle. Now it's a triangle here. Remove or put this here. Now let me drag this a little downward. Okay, let's rotate. Yes. Now let's right click on this object and appearance. Now let's select the white color for this light. Okay, the color is now light. You can see a prism like rainbow is being created by this laser. See here. You can clearly see the 7 different colors of rainbow due to the passing of that white light through this prism. Then we have another object, a tracer tool. Let me show you how tracer tool works. Okay, first this tool. This tool is used to drag the whole scene. So you can drag the whole scene from right to left or left to right and also up and down. First, let me tell you, if you do not use tracer tool and you drag an object with your hand, there will be no trace left behind. But if you click on this tracer tool and then click the object and then again drag this tool with your hand, you will see a trace behind the object. So this is trace. Okay, to understand this concept, by clicking here and then select, for example, wood. Okay, this has now become a wood-like, and now you will see that the texture is moving if you click on left mouse button and drag. This texture can move up, down, left, right, etc. And if you click on the right mouse button and then drag your mouse, the texture will be rotated. Let me draw a circle here. You will see the circle dropping towards the earth because this gravity is turned on. If you deactivate the gravity and now draw a circle again, this circle will not drop to the ground because there is no gravity now. This is called the air resistance. You can turn on or turn off the air resistance by clicking on it. This is called grid tool. If you want to draw the objects to the scale, then you must use this grid tool. As you can see, now grid has appeared. You can increase or decrease the grids by just with your mouse wheel. See, further minor grids have appeared now. If you further zoom in, you will see other minor grids appearing in the scene. Just turn off this, turn on the gravity, all the objects will fall to the ground. So that was all for today. Thank you for watching my videos and don't forget to subscribe my channel. From my next lesson, inshallah, we will start tutorials. So that's all. Bye.